What's up guys, Hotshotfrontier back at it again with another video. In today's video, I am proud to be able to show you my BLACKWING deck profile for the October 2022 format. Finally, with the new support that came out in DARKWING Blast, we have a clear bridge between BLACKWING Dragon and the BLACKWING cards themselves. But let me go ahead and show you guys what we got in store for you. So first up guys, we run 3 Simoon, the Poison Wind. The reason why you want to run this is basically for any BLACKWING deck. This card in hand, all you have to do is remove one BLACKWING monster other than itself from play. You're allowed to activate Black Whirlwind straight from your deck. You normal summon this, and this is actually an additional normal summon, so you still have your normal summon. And then you're allowed to go ahead and get Black Whirlwind's effect off and add something, right? And start your combos, which is really good. You do take 1,000 damage, but once you see your end board, you don't really care about that. Moving on, we run 3 of the new support card, Sudri, the Phantom Glimmer. This card's really good because every time it's normal summon and it's not a once per turn normal summon effect, you're allowed to add any card, monster, spell, or trap that mentions Black-Winged Dragon, which is crazy. Now its second effect is you can tribute a monster, including itself, and you can summon a token, a level 2 token that is a tuner and a winged beast, which you're not going to use most of the time, but when you're in a certain situation you might need that level 2 that you don't have in hand, it comes in handy, definitely. Moving on, we run 3 Shamal, the Sandstorm. Really cool card. When it's in hand, you're allowed to discard it to add a continuous spell that also came out in DARKWING Blast. I'm going to show you guys that very soon. And the second effect, when you synchro summon a BLACKWING synchro monster or BLACKWING Dragon itself, and this is in the graveyard, you can remove this card from play in the graveyard, and you're allowed to add yourself back a BLACKWING monster to your hand from your graveyard, which is really useful. Trust me, all these new effects are amazing. Now, my best card, in my opinion, is Vata, the Emblem of Wandering. So what this card does is it can special summon itself from your hand, just like any other BLACKWING can. Now, you can only do it the one time though, so it's not like a Gale effect. The second effect though, which is really good, is it helps you turbo out Black-Winged Dragon, because it'll let you synchro summon by sending this from your field to grave and the required levels from your deck to grave. So you can dump some really important BLACKWING cards to summon out Black-Winged Dragon, which is really good because now you have to waste resources on board to summon him. And then we move on, we play the 1 Chinook. Chinook is basically an infinite imperm if infinite imperm also said your opponent's monster loses 700 attack. Really good. And when you have a Black-Winged or a dark synchro monster on board and you have this in hand, this becomes a quick effect in hand. So really cool to have. It's a level 2. It's the only level 2. I have 2 level 2 monsters that are non-tuners in this deck. They're very important as well. So, but moving on, we play 2 Gale the Whirlwind. You guys know he's the OG. Gale's always great, you know, with a BLACKWING deck because he can just special summon himself. As long as there's another monster that's not Gale on the field, and the effect to half the attack and defense is really, really important as well, sometimes with OTKs. So moving on to some one-ups, we have Vatu, the Emblem of Honor, and Zephyros, the Elite. So these two, if you get them in hand, they're bricks. Zephyros less, because if you have a Black Whirlwind in hand as well, then you can sort of summon him and then, you know, try to combo off. But Vatu is a complete brick. If you get this, it's very hard to get it out of your hand unless your opponent somehow gets that out of your hand. So you have to go a different way, which you still can, but you really don't want to see this in hand. When this is engraved, you can synchro summon using this in one other card. There's a synchro monster in our extra deck that you specifically need for that. So that's why you really don't want to see this in your hand. And Zephyros is always good because you're going to be able to bounce back that new continuous spell card I was talking about from this set and then summon him. But you guys will see very soon. And then a few more one-ofs, last BLACKWING cards. In the main, we have Orochi the Squall. This plus Black-Winged Dragon gets you hot red. Yes, you can make hot red. It's crazy. And we have Hermatin the Dust. Hermatin, again, this is the other level 2 I was talking about. It's a good level modulator, targeting another Black-Winged monster on field and then changing its level, increasing it or decreasing it. Really good. And then we have Steam the Cloak. Steam the Cloak finally off the balance, at least back to 1 because how expands. The ability to summon a token when it leaves the field or tribute a monster to summon itself back. It's really good. Moving on though, we play some Bestial monsters. We play Drius Worm and we play Magnum Hoot. So the Drius Worm, basically when it leaves the field, you can send a monster your opponent controls to the graveyard. So it's kind of good going second. And then both of them together, basically to summon themselves from the hand, you can banish a light or dark from either player's graveyard. So mostly your opponent, you know, they're playing tiers, you don't want them to get certain effects off, so you definitely can banish that, or Splight, you know, so they're really good effects. And then Magnum Hoot, when it's summoned though, its effect, you have to activate it, you can add a dragon during the end phase of that turn. So you would basically just be adding Drius Worm back to your hand from your deck. So they're really good, and again, they're really good levels as well. Moving on to our hand traps, because we do run hand traps. We run 3 Ash and 3 Infinite Impermanence. So Ash Blossom, again, is always good any format. Infinite Imperm, there's used to be an Nibiru, but I think that Infinite Imperm hits more because when you're not playing a combo deck, Infinite Imperm, you know, they're always going to have monsters in their deck, so this is good to set, and it's another interruption as well. It's not a dead interruption in hand. And then going on to the spells, we play 3 Pot of Prosperity. And the reason we played 3 is because if I didn't have the Pot of Prosperity, I wouldn't be running Extravagance, because there are certain things in this extra deck that I need. If I do play Pot of Prosperity, I will always banish 3 because 6 is way too much. I need certain cards for the combo. So it's always good to have. And it's good to kind of get us another Black Whirlwind. And speaking of Black Whirlwind, we play 3 Black Whirlwind. This card's amazing because every time you normal summon a Blackwing monster, you're allowed to add a Blackwing monster that has less attack than it. In testing, actually, I actually had 3 in hand, so that combo was broken. But you guys know, like, this card is crazy. Moving on, the new card, Black Feather Whirlwind, is really, really good. So when you summon a Dark Synchro monster, this is a once per card effect. So like if I just activate this and I activate the effect, then that's it. When I special summon a Dark Synchro monster and I have this here, I'm allowed to take a Blackwing monster from my graveyard and special summon it. That has less attack, basically. It's really good, and also has a protection effect based on the amount of Black Feather counters I have on my field. If I have at least 1 and something is destroyed by battle or card effect, I can just remove it and it's good. And it's only the once per turn effect, basically. Now, I will take my Zephyros, the Elite, bounces back to hand, activate it again, I can get the effect off again. Really good. But moving on, you do the one called by the grave, of course, and then we have 2 of the new trap card. We have Twin Shadow. This card lets you synchro summon on your opponent's turn. I'm gonna go into that very soon though, why we play that. Now, let's get into the extra deck. We play the 1 Blackwing Dragon. We play the Boar Storm, the Wicked Wind. And we play the new support card, Black Winged Assault Dragon. This card helps bridge the deck so well. So Blackwing Dragon, if you guys don't know, if you take effect damage, it's an automatic effect. This will take 700 and you don't take that damage. It's really good. Boar Storm basically lets you dump a Blackwing monster from your deck to graveyard for free. So you're typically sending Vayu back from your deck to the graveyard if you didn't draw it, right? This becomes level 1, which is not really relevant. But it has another effect. When it destroys a monster by battle, it's like a Goyo Guardian effect, which is good in some instances. You never really know, right? But now we have the Blackwing Assault Dragon. This card's really cool because once you have these 2 on field or graveyard, doesn't matter, you can banish them from play and summon this out. So what this does is every time your opponent activates a monster effect, they take 700 damage, which is crazy, and this gets a counter. Once this has 4 more counters, you can blow up the entire field. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. So I definitely wouldn't underestimate that, right? But moving on, we're gonna go into some Blackwing monsters here. We have a Xiaoyu the Rainstorm. This is the card you'll make from Vayu and Grave. It's just a body you need. It's nothing important, but it does become a tuner on field, so you never really know when you might need it to get into something bigger. Then we have a Northern the Starlight. So this card is very good because this gives you an additional normal summon on when it's special synchro summon. Plus it deals 800 to your opponent, so time really helps with this one. And then moving on, now we play Silverwind, the Ascendant, and we play the Rakiri. So these two cards, the reason I play them is because of the Twin Shadow. I can synchro summon on my opponent's turn. When this card is synchro summoned, I can target 2 monsters my opponent controls that have attack defense less than this attack. So if I'm playing Splight, for example, right? They summon 2 monsters. I activate my Twin Shadow, summon this out, blow up their monsters, and if they do not have the follow-up, they're ending their turn. And same thing with this one. This one just destroys cards. So if I want to destroy like a spell or trap cards, I can summon this out instead. So really useful. And then moving on, we have a 1 Obsidian Yugioh. This card it's just there just in case you might need it. Basically, it just will help you res a synchro monster from your grave. And then it has like a targeting effect. If something targets this, it can kind of like say no and it'll target something else you have. So it's okay. We play the 1 Draco Berserker, the Tenyi, the Blackwing Full Armor Master, and then again the Hot Red. So Tenyi I haven't made yet, but once my combo gets interrupted, I can make Tenyi. Moving on, we have a Full Armor Master. This is really good when you have this and the new Blackwing support monster out, because it'll blow up the field, and this is unaffected. So it's not going anywhere. Especially now, if you get wedge counters on your opponent's monsters, you can just take their monster, which is really good. And 3K is always great. And then Hot Red, again, it can target 1 card on field and negate it. So imagine if your opponent goes, that's a cool board you got. Dark Rule no more. Well, guess what? I'm going to activate Twin Shadow, Chain Link 3, I'm going to activate Hot Red and negate that. So you really do need Hot Red. Moving on though, that's the last of our synchro monsters. Now we're going into links. We have a Ystrix, we have an IP Masquerena, we have a Appaloosa, and we have an Access Code Talker. So Ystrix is always good. Even though it says Raid Raptor, it's actually good Blackwing support as well, because it'll help you turb out your Zephyr the Elite or any other level 4 you might need from your deck. You just can't use it as synchro material. IP is good because end board, you're probably going to have Ystrix out, IP, and then during your opponent's turn, you can go Appaloosa for 4. So really good. And then Access Code Talker for the FTK. So of course, or OTK. I don't think you can do that on FTK. But moving on though, let's go ahead into the side deck. We play 3 Nibiru. We play 3 DD Crow. Again, so Nibiru was in the main, but I decided to take it out because it's kind of iffy if you're not playing a combo deck. DD Crow is always good because you want to get that tier limit card out of their graveyard before they fuse, or that specific Splight card, or any card really for any deck that needs it, right? And then moving on, we have 3 Lightning Storm because I want to say no to my opponent if I'm going second, and either that's spell or trap or that's monsters. And then we play our own Dark Rule no more because we really want to go ahead and combo with our stuff. And then finally, guys, we play 3 Evenly Match. Evenly Match is amazing. You just want all the options to be able to say no to your opponent and kind of get through with your board, right? So, but that's it. I think moving on though, I would kind of want to add D barrier to it, but we're gonna have to do more testing and see, what we really want to do with the deck. But guys, that is it for my deck profile. If you guys have any questions, anything you would have taken out or changed, definitely let me know down below in the comment section. But guys, if you like this video, make sure to give it a huge like. Comment down below if you like my deck profile, if you hated it. Either way, let me know. I care about all the opinions you guys have about the deck. And guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notification bells so you're updated the moment I upload a new video. But guys, also, if you want me to do a combo video, let me know. Let me know down below. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.